Sawadika everyone. Today I'm gonna show you how to create this technique, how to create this beautiful flower here from either radish or carrot, whichever you can get your hand on. Lovely flowers. Get ready for spring Easter. So let's get started. Let me put this aside, put back in the water. You can use any vegetable that is had a hard, large head of flesh that you can work on. This one is the radish that I already used, which is daikon radish, just like this one here. Okay. Or you can use carrots and make sure this is large head. This is part of it that I have left here. We're gonna need to create our flower with. Okay, you need to shape your vegetable to look like a tulip shape with a scallop edge on top. Can you see there? Okay, look on the side. See, tilt the wrong way. See there? It's like a round ridges on top, so you can carve into a petal just to speed up the process. This is what I have left from my previous flower that I create, so we're gonna use this one. So you're gonna, because my slicer is small, I have a larger slicer that I might be able to cut into, but if you don't have a large slicer, just use your hand. Use your knife, sorry, and make sure you slide, put it thin slide straight down, so they have the same thickness. See there? Okay. Put that aside. I'm using my knife. Oops, see there. You can, if you use a knife, you might waste some of the vegetable here, because sometimes your hand might slip and cut them uneven, or some area might be thick and thin. But if you use the slicer, mandarin or vegetable peeler that large enough, they have a large blade here, then you'll be able to slide them out. Okay. The good part for using white vegetable like radish here, you can color your flower to any color that you prefer. And another advantage of using a large head of vegetable is you can create a large petals. If you use carrot, might be limited because it's not that big, so your petals might become tiny. Keep slicing. If you get a smaller piece at the end, it's okay, because we're gonna use that to be inside part of the flower here, so don't waste anything. Oops, I don't think I can slide him any further. No. Okay, that's that. You can create them as much or how large you want. I can't tell you how many petals. Just keep on going until, according to the size that you are happy with, then you call that a piece, a finishing piece. Okay, so I have a lot of them here, and some of them, like at the end here, they're not quite the way you want them to look. Then you can go back and sort of trim them out to the shape that you want, so they look nice and neat. See there, it's like uneven, so I'm gonna go ahead and slim them down here. Okay, after you have all your slices lined up, and try to keep separate the small ones, so when time comes you have to put the flour together. If some of the piece is quite thick at the base here, see, what you need to do, trim them slightly flat in one side, so when you put them together they will stay pretty much reduce the thickness around the base of the flour here. Because I'm using the knife, they might become very thick in some area, so I'm trimming them as I go along. If they are too thin, then never mind, just leave it. Only the thicker piece. If you have a sturdy hand and control your knife pretty good, and all the pieces should come out perfect. Okay, now if you use the white color, you need another color, a contrast color, so you can create the center of the flower. I'm going to use the carrot here, so let me peel it out. This part here you might need to have a tool. If you don't, then use your hand, you know, by carve a jaggedy edge. Let me show you on here. If you don't have a tool, you just go jaggedy edge like this, up, down. Okay, go around like this until you create a piece that going into the center of the flower. But I'm going to use my tool that I have here, this one here. Okay, the length of the center is up to you, an inch, whatever size you prefer. I'm gonna go about an inch here, so I'm gonna gently drag a little strip. Oops, I didn't peel off the carrot on this in there. If you use this tool, don't go too thick, just slightly scrape off, because see there, it might break the piece here because it's too crunchy. We should leave the vegetable in the room temperature. Actually, I have mine out pretty while now, but still fresh. Okay, you're gonna go around long enough that you can. I did not peel off this skin here. To go around on the center of your base, which I haven't started yet. Oops, see there? I don't know. Keep breaking on me. So you need a longer piece. If you don't worry about it, because we will pull them. Now after you have created this strip here, slightly trim it out. so you have a represent of pollen of the flower here. Oops, see there, it's breaking. Okay, there you go. The in piece here that break, I need to go back and kind of take it out so it show up only the spine of the outside, because I'm cut a little thick. Okay, put it aside. So sometimes you have this broken, it's okay, we can glue it back. If it's not enough to go around on our flower, then we can use this little piece to glue them back together. Okay, now since I'm using the white flower here, that means I'm going to have a white base and the center of our flower. Okay, so I'm gonna use the tip of the daikon radish to create the center of our flower and the base of our flower. Let me get the flower back. See there, I using the white and it had orange inside, which is the carrot that we create this part here. So our petal is white and you can color this with food color. Okay, so we need to create the base. I'm gonna cut the tip of the daikon radish about I say 2 inches. And I'm gonna cut the center about 1 inch straight. After you have cut all around, go back and reshape, kind of curve it so it look like a bud of the flower, you know, the inside. Okay. And we try to trim this part so they not be too fat, because my radish is kinda span out at the bottom here. Okay, so they become cylinder rounded shape here. Okay, to keep our flower very interesting look and close to the nature as possible, I'm gonna create the center of the flower by using a YouTube tip or tool here to scrape out this center of our flower, another layer, so you have the color contrast, the inside, keep your flower very look very interesting. Just drag the tool here slightly Okay. Can you see that? Now I'm gonna trim out slightly here to separate what I just did and the center of the flower here. You want everything to show up. So if you use carrot, do the same thing. Go through this step. Now we need to trim the center a little, sharpening to create the center of the flower. Okay, there you go. See there? Can you see it? Okay. We cut this step here so our petal can rest on it. Okay, so we need to create a platform for the petal to sit on it. That's why we have this part here. Now, I'm using what you call here a hot glue. It's a liquid glue that I bought here in Thailand. Okay. We're gonna use the smaller petals that go around the first round first. I think this is quite thick. Let me trim it. Make sure they kind of dry at the base so the glue will stick on it. I think I have all the small pieces. Then what you need to do is to put your petals around this inside of the flower here. Oh, sorry, forgot. We need to put the yellow one first. I'm sorry, this. We need to put this one first before we can go on with our petals. How can I forget that? Put the glue on around the flower here. Let me remind you, if you use glue, try not to put this with the food, okay, to be your play garnish. You can be on a display or it, oops, I think I better put the glove on because the glue is running to my finger here. If you get the liquid glue on your finger, you can wipe it off with soap as much as you can. Then you use the nail polish with dipping with a cotton ball and then wipe it off. Okay, now we don't have enough, so what you need to do, you're gonna paste whatever piece that you have here. Let me put on this one because the glue is running to the base of the radish here. There you go. got glue on my hand. Okay. See there? Now let's go with our petals. So you're gonna put the petals just like that. Hold them so they kind of dry and stick to the vegetable. I'm gonna put about, because my kind of large, I'm gonna put about 3 petals on the first layer. Let me rearrange it so how it look. Okay, just like that. So you have some space that you can add on the second layer. And our third one, this one, put it thick, let me trim it. Okay, so there you go. You've got the center of the petals here forming. Now let's see. Let me line up my petals. What all do I have? Okay, next you gotta go in between that petal here, just looking like that. See? Keep stuck onto the vegetable here. Even my glove. Okay. Now, that's the, what you need to do, you can overlap them like this and go around, but what I'm doing is I'm trying to cover each corner so I have space that overlapping instead of overlapping going around like this. You can, but I think I'm doing this way. I have more layer. So go ahead and glue that on here in between. You see the opening here, so the next one will be next opening. So you alternate this petals here. My petals kind of large. Maybe use this one a little smaller. See there? See there how they start to form. Okay, continue growing the piece. This one smaller. Okay. Now the next one go here. And then another one go here. So we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So we need one more. On this side. Okay, now our flower start to form here. See? Now I have the rest of the petals here. Because if I keep going, the flower gonna come stand up. So I'm gonna go back here and make another step, not too low, okay? Just a tiny bit. Go back and cut a platform for another layer, a last layer. Then trim the top part so it had a smaller base, create a platform for our next layer. Can you see? Okay. Now what you need to do, you're gonna set another layer here so they're gonna open up more. Okay. Now I'm gonna go back and trim some of the area that is not perfect, because if my petal hang down too much, it's gonna see underneath here they're not pretty. So kind of clean up pretty well and make sure you want them to look nice and neat as possible. Okay, see there? Now you have this space here in between, so you're gonna create that by placing underneath of it. I have so many, so right now I'm gonna overlap them a little bit on our last layer. So start anywhere that you like. Let me find a piece that pretty much thicker piece so it hold better. I'm gonna start the one that on between. Okay. Then instead of going in between like this, I'm gonna go around and overlap a little bit. Overlap the last petals. So overlap this one instead of moving like this, so you keep this empty. So right now the last layer, my glove is all stuck together. Okay, overlap tiny bit. Keep on going around. See, so it become rounder form at the outer layer. And oops, stuck on my I just break this one, but it's okay. I'm gonna glue it back. Okay, voila. I'm keep offing the pull out off of the camera. I hope you guys see what I did there. All the step. See there? Let me get this glove out. Kind of stuck together. So there it is. Our flower. Now what you need to do is soak them in the water so they open up just like this one here. Let me bring it back. See, this one open up more. And the center, this one, see there? So the shape become harder and they look like one whole piece. No one can tell that you will glue them together, okay? What do you think? So this is our finished product for today that we create together here. Lovely flower from Radish, and we have the carrot one. Carrot's pretty, kind of orange looking, but you don't see the inside that well because got lost the white part. But if you use the white, the inside show much better here. So I hope you enjoyed this little segment with me. Thank you for watching, and if you like my video, please keep the thumb up and hit the bell button to be notified on my next coming video. Stay safe and you enjoy, and I will see you again next time. Bye bye. สวัสดีค่ะ everyone.